no net. I became somebody who went from exercising over 10 hours a week to somebody who barely let herself away from the computer 20 minutes a day. And often, my sole source of exercise was taking my old English sheepdog for a walk, and you can tell what a go-getter he is. I would barely let myself away from that computer because I was designing my websites. I was writing the copy for my website. I was planning the video for my websites. And on top of that, a 10-year relationship with the man I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with fell apart. I hadn't seen that coming. I was devastated. And there was more money going out than was coming in. So I had to put my house on the market. Oh, and it gets better. I had anxiety. I wasn't sleeping. And I had night sweats. I have every indication that menopause is right around the corner. So imagine my surprise when months later, almost a year in fact, I'm editing those online videos, and I barely recognized the woman in the screen. That was me, and I looked better, healthier, stronger, and leaner looking than when I had been exercising 10 times as much. What? That flew in the face of everything that I'd ever taught and been taught. So I dug into the research to see what had happened to me. And this is what I found. I had been doing it all wrong. We, most of us as women, are doing it all wrong. And we're following advice intended for men. Only about 39% of all sports medicine and exercise science research features females. Women go through 7 hormonal phases in their life. Men do not. Men's hormones behave better. So that means that if you've been exercising in the past, going to a gym, following some random YouTube video, or working with a personal trainer potentially, you've been gambling with really bad odds. If you are a female runner, the odds are worse. Did you know about half the marathon finishers in the world are female? 4 to 6% to be specific, but only 3% of all running research features females. So it doesn't tell us at all really how to train for optimal performance, or to lose weight, or to avoid injuries. So I have to tell you this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for every article and blog that you've ever read that suggested you should work harder and longer and do more days of exercise. Because it's really been according to someone other than you. Who is featured? Young, athletic males at the peak of their muscle mass. Whatever makes us think that might work for a young athletic male at the peak of his muscle mass would work for a middle-aged woman essentially at the peak of her fat storage. That's crazy. So whether you're 35, you're 45, you're 75, what works for a young athletic male will not most likely work for you. So I'm sorry for every trainer who said to you, "Are you cheating?" Or suggested to you that you eat less and exercise more. Or for your doctor who said, "Well, welcome to menopause." Just hang it up now, right? Men and women have different hormones. They have a different metabolism, and they have a different body composition. So the fitness industry isn't the only one who's led us astray and given us bad advice about exercise. It also happens to be our families. I interviewed hundreds of women in my community about the message they got growing up about exercise in their bodies. And one woman stands out. She remembers being 9 or 10, running home from school, and her mom was waiting. "Karen, what's the matter? Why are you so out of breath?" "I ran all the way home from school today." "Oh, Karen, girls don't do that." Now, this is not all that long ago. That woman today is 57. So think about the message there. If you're out of breath, something's wrong. And girls don't run. So this is double jeopardy. It's not just the science. But if you do find the motivation, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, to go into a gym, to start working with a trainer, start doing a program, or turn on that random YouTube video, you're not only getting advice and cues and recommendations that are not intended for you, but for a young athletic male, but somewhere in the back of your head is that, I don't really belong here. Should I really be doing this? What we're about to do is take a good look at what it is you do need to do. Hormone balancing exercise, getting it right and having it feel good, is important to you for all the right reasons. You need to make sure that you're doing the exercise for you, not for even the person on your left or your right this afternoon, because that woman's exercise perfection will not be your perfect solution. It won't be anyone else in your families, and it won't be your mother's or your daughter's. So it's important that you look at what feels good to you, because I don't know about you, but when it's not working for me, I tend to do more of it. I tend to do it longer or harder. We tend to think for some reason that if it's not working, it's us, and we need to do more of it. Have you ever done that?